Well, fellas, you did it. The old comp format's coming back. This is going to be a pretty quick assassin video. I just wanted to give you guys an update as to what is happening to competitive mode. But essentially, a few days ago, Zikoi confirmed on the assassin Discord that competitive mode is going to revert back to its old format. Now, for those of you who are new to assassin and might not have played in the old format, I'll go ahead and let you know what that entails. Basically, the newer format that we have for the past year or so works more closely to Assassin Royale, whereas the old format looks a lot more like a pro server. So essentially how competitive mode used to work and how it's going to work from now on is you'll be able to go ahead and enter competitive mode at any time, and you will be able to actually stay in a competitive server and grind it for as long as you want. There are unlimited rounds in a competitive server. People can come and leave as they go and just play as many rounds as they want to grind those competitive points. So you won't get kicked out of competitive mode every 5 rounds and then, you know, have to find a new server. And you won't have to queue up either. There'll literally just be a button to join a competitive server and you'll instantly be there. So this is something that people really wanted for a long time. A lot of people miss the old competitive format, and there's definitely some pros and cons to each of the formats. In my opinion, the biggest benefit of the old format as opposed to the new one is just the wait time. With the new competitive format, there is just so much god dang waiting. You have to queue up for a new server and then wait, and then sometimes it just won't work, so you have to go to another server, and then sometimes it's completely down, so you'll have to wait like 10 minutes to join one server, and then you'll have to wait to teleport, and it has to load, and then it's got to load the first round. There's just so much more waiting than there is playing with the new format. And with the old competitive format, it's basically press this button, go. Another big complaint about the newer competitive mode was the issue of ping in different regional servers. So basically how it's supposed to work is in Roblox, there's different types of servers. There's a North American server, there's a European server, I think there might be one for Australia. And essentially how it works is if you live in the UK and you go to a Native American server, well, it's gonna be a lot harder to get a good connection because it's far. So obviously European servers are a lot less common, and essentially with the new comp format, it was really hard to find a European server. So apparently if you were from Europe, you basically just had terrible ping the whole time because European servers just weren't that common. And while that's still gonna apply in the old format, at least in the old format, once an EU player finds an EU server, they can, you know, stay in it. Personally, I think I've been in a handful of European servers and never had any ping issues, so I guess if you have really good internet, you could avoid this issue with the new comp format. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how good your internet has to be, and I get that not everyone can have amazing internet, but if you're going to try and play a game competitively, you definitely should try to get the best internet possible. But again, I'm not in Europe, so I don't really think I can really speak on that matter. But yeah, those are the big issues with the new format. Let's talk about the old format that we're currently reverting to. Now, in my opinion, I think the biggest issue of the old format is the issue of targeting hackers. And essentially in the old format, if somebody doesn't like you, they can literally just target you with exploits in Row Searcher. I mean, they can literally just install Row Searcher, join your competitive server using those join hacks. That's basically what Row Searcher is. It's join hacks where someone can just join you at any time. They can literally just search up your username and join you, even if your joins are off. And then they can kind of just join your server and just auto kill people with those exploits. And then if you were grinding the leaderboard, you're basically done. You're screwed. You can get an admin to ban that account, but the targeting hacker is probably just gonna make another account and just keep targeting you forever. And what was nice about the new format is that was basically impossible because rounds were kind of treated like Royale servers. Every single time a server started, it was locked. So nobody could join that server as soon as those 5 rounds started. So it was impossible for someone to use those join hacks to join your server because the server was literally locked. In old comp, anyone can join those servers at any time. And even though normally somebody can't join you in a competitive server, Row Searcher kind of just works around that. Another big issue with the old comp is the problem of mass boosters. Because the thing is, even though you can't directly join someone in a competitive server, if you're friends with them, it actually makes you very likely to be able to join that server. So literally what people do is they will make 7 alternate accounts, get them all in one server, and then just grind those points. And they could literally just do that for hours on end. And an admin can wipe their competitive points if there's enough evidence, if they're just getting that many points way too quickly. But sometimes it can be kind of hard to find that evidence. And, well, there have been boosters that got away with winning comp. Oh, and also you have to do a lot more grinding with the old format. Like, you literally have to play constantly if you want to get top 10. I feel like with the new format, the leaderboard went a lot slower and people just took generally more breaks. But in this old format, you have to literally constantly play if you want to get top 10, and very often if you want to get top 100. So yeah, there's pros and cons to each format. Some people are gonna like this change, some people won't, though generally people do seem to like the old format a lot more. Now you're probably wondering, no data, what is your take on this? Do you like the new format or the old format better? So kind of a hot take here, but if you ask me, I think the best comp format is no format at all. I've made this pretty clear as of late. I absolutely hate competitive mode with a burning passion, and I want nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but essentially competitive mode is just super toxic and super tedious. It's never really fun to play competitive mode because everyone's just super mean to each other. And honestly, with all the issues like boosting and hackers and silent aim and just overall general toxicity, I genuinely think that competitive mode is just too far gone. Honestly, bro, I can make a whole separate rant video about competitive mode. Do you guys want that? You know what? Smash like if you want a competitive mode rant. And honestly, I think if Assassin wants to be successful, I think it should stop trying so hard to be a competitive game and just try to appeal to a much more casual audience. Justice for Priz World, dude. The Priz World was such a good map. It literally had Spleef in it. You didn't even have to fight with knives. You could just play Spleef in the game as a map. And there were fun spinning teacups and everything. But no, the competitive community just shot that down. Justice for Priz World, dude. It's such a nice casual map. I loved it. Honestly, if we never got a competitive season ever again, I'd be pretty happy. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be happy. Do I think it's gonna happen? Absolutely not, but in a perfect world, maybe that would happen. So yeah, if you want my opinion, I don't care what format you do with competitive mode. I hate it regardless. That being said, if you're gonna go back to the old format, I think the best way to get rid of the biggest issues is to drastically increase the level requirement. So back with this old competitive format, the level requirement for both this and pro mode were Prestige 1 level 30. And of course, since then, the level requirement for pro mode has increased to Prestige 2. But honestly, I think the level requirement for competitive mode should be at least Prestige 10. That would just alleviate so many problems in competitive mode because exploiters and mass boosters would have to grind so much more on their accounts in order to pull off what they do. Exploiters could maybe stockpile a couple of alternate accounts to target someone, but once those accounts are banned, it's going to take them so long to grind to Prestige 10 just to get in those servers. And also, it'll incentivize newer players to grind a lot more to get into those competitive servers because, I mean, it's basically a free exotic once you get in competitive mode after you grind a few points. I think if the level requirement was Prestige 10, it would incentivize those new players to grind to Prestige 10. So newer players would grind more, less issues in competitive mode. It's kind of just a win-win situation. It's not a perfect solution. It's not going to fix the tedium and general toxicity of competitive mode, but I'd say in general, it's a pretty good step forward and really just the best thing you can do. That's going to be it for this video. Enjoy the new competitive mode if you guys are excited for it. I'm not. I'm just gonna chill and play classic mode, and maybe I'll get the 1,000 point prize if I'm feeling up to it. Probably won't be grinding the leaderboard anytime soon. At this point, I'd rather just trade for the new top 100 prizes because I can't with competitive mode anymore. Alright gamers, I'm gonna go to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and those other things that YouTube people do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay purple.